Good evening. Welcome to the Falls Township Board of Supervisors meeting, Monday, October 23rd. We'll begin with the salute to the flag, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Ms. Mullen, can you call the roll, please?
Jeff Dents.
Here.
Jeff Boraski.
Here.
Brian Galloway. John Palmer. And Aaron Mullen, I am here.
All right. We're going to start with a presentation, a donation to the Fallsington Library from the Falls Township Community Yard Sale. Mr. Andrews from Parks and Rec is here.
Evening, everyone. Yeah, I'm proud to announce we had a second community yard sale down at the community park back on October 1st, and we did one back in the spring, and it was very successful in raising funds for Fallsington Library. So I'm proud to announce we can donate $480 from that yard sale to the library. So we're here tonight to do a presentation. I'd like to ask them to come up, accept it. You want to get a photo?
Yes.
We can just stand here, right?
I don't care.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Sure. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I forgot about
The library really thanks the township for organizing the yard sale. It was a nice sunny fall day. There was lots of soccer going on at the same time, and the vendors, I think, really appreciated it. I had a lot of, I enjoyed talking to some of the vendors. There are lots of ways that people in the township can support our library. If you check out books and come to our programs, it improves our statistics. We can use volunteers for helping with a lot of our programs and fundraising events. We ask for financial donations from time to time. And finally, we're always on the lookout for people who might want to help run the library by serving on our board of directors. So if you would have any interest in any of those things, come by the library and let us know. Okay. Thank you. I'm Neil Vance, treasurer of the library, and this is John Lopezanski, one of our board members.
Again, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your
Thank
time.
you.
Thank you again for your time and support.
All right, that takes us to agenda item number 1, public comment. Do we have any hands or names for public comment? I see none. Do you have the sign-in sheet, Mr. Takita? Joan Graves.
Good evening. I'm Joan Graves. I'm a Falls Township resident. I just have a couple questions. The first question that I have is related to the progress of the schools and the construction at the school locations. I see that they're doing the construction over at Bain. But what's happening with the high school long term?
I have no idea. You should probably try a school board meeting. I'm
Right,
really not
but-
involved in much of that.
But aren't the funds coming from taxpayers' monies to upgrade the schools?
Not from
So-
us. That maybe
So
to the,
shouldn't So, but I thought there was some type of relationship between the Falls Township supervisors, the school, and the county. I thought there was some type of relationship so that you should be up to speed with respect to what's going on.
No, I have no idea.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, then I'll have to look into that. Because I was recently made aware of some things that are going on at the school with respect to the construction. Because I thought that perhaps if some monies were available a couple years ago through the Falls Township.
No, we don't
Falls
fund the
Township.
schools like that. The taxes do.
Right, but
Not
the
from the
taxes
township.
come from Falls Township residents. So
Yeah, but
why?
that goes to the tax collector through the county, not through us.
Right, but shouldn't the board be aware of what's going on since I'm sure your children attend the school?
You're at the
school
wrong meeting. You need to
district
be
is
at the school board meeting.
I'm sorry?
The school. You should go to the school board meeting.
I
No,
do
we
go to
really,
the school
we're
board
not
meeting.
involved in the school district.
Well, okay, but I really think that the supervisor should be involved in that because the things that are happening at the school, if the taxes are coming through the township, okay? And
They
because
don't
we
come
pay our
through
taxes,
We don't deal with the taxes. They go through the tax office, which is in our building, but we don't
but
deal
you
with
deal
them.
with, but you deal with the companies that should be providing taxes to the township. And also those taxes, I'm sure, are, given to the school for all kinds of renovations and such.
They're paying taxes to the tax office, to the tax collector.
I understand that, but what
Okay,
I'm
but it
saying
doesn't have
is-
anything to do with us.
well, maybe you should be involved. I think you have a
We're
son that
legally
goes.
not able to be involved in matters involving the school district.
Well, then
have
why
their
did I
own-
see
They
it-
have their own elected board of 9 people.
I understand that, but why did I see an article that was talking about monies between the township and the school board and the county? There was some type of article that tied all of those in together, and okay, well, next time I come, I'll bring that article with me because we were talking about monies that should be given to the schools for
I
renovations.
don't understand what your exact question is, though.
My question was, why isn't Falls Township giving additional monies to the schools for the schools to be upgraded? Case in point, I was talking to my grandchild the other day. We were talking about the schools and the school building themselves and the different classrooms, and I was at a school board meeting where a couple of the teachers stood up and were talking about two of the classrooms, specifically two of them. I think there's more, but two of the classrooms had mold in them, and the children were sitting there in the classroom, and water was pouring out of the ceiling. So I don't understand if the money is being collected, taxes are being collected from residents, why there isn't some type of reciprocation from the township to help the renovations.
Because we're not legally allowed to give Falls Township tax dollars to the Pennsbury School District. They are a separate legal entity. The only thing that happens with it, every tax dollar that is collected from a Falls Township resident, about 84 cents go to the school district, about 10 cents go to the township, and around 7 cents, 6 cents go to the county. But the Township Board of Supervisors is not legally able just to start giving tax dollars to another entity.
But when I was at that school board meeting, they were talking about the monies that was coming, the tax dollars that they were going to receive from the township.
They don't receive any
was
tax
there.
dollars from the township.
Okay,
They
then I'll have
receive
to
it
go back and look at
They
that.
receive it from Falls Township residents, not
Right.
from the Board of Supervisors.
But the Board of Supervisors represent us.
We don't
The
write them a
Falls
check.
Township.
We don't. They don't. That never comes through our hands. The tax dollars.
Well,
No, they don't. It doesn't.
Okay.
There's no gray area. There's no maybe. It doesn't.
okay, but don't you also think that you should also be garnering tax money from other entities that come into the township?
No, we can't.
Any
We have no right
businesses?
to. They're their own entity.
Oh, so you're not collecting any taxes from any new businesses that are coming
We're not
into the
collecting
township?
taxes from anyone. No.
Okay.
No,
And
the
you're
tax
not giving-
collectors collect the taxes.
We
And
are
you're not-
collecting, the tax
Yes.
collector collects the tax dollars and then distributes it where it's supposed to go.
Got it.
So from any businesses or anything along
From
those
businesses.
lines. But this idea that we can give money to the school district we're not allowed to.
I'm not
illegal.
talking about you being allowed to give it to the school board, but there's something's going on here, because I was reading some articles about this.
Nothing's going on, and whatever articles you're reading, I think, are really sorely mistaken if they're saying we can be giving money to the school district.
Well, I'm not talking about you individually, or I'm not talking about the individuals here. I'm talking about the township itself that's bringing businesses into this township, and taxes should be garnered from those businesses to help the township itself.
And they
And
are.
that's not, okay, so
And
that's
they're
why,
collected and they're distributed, like I said, 84 cents to the school district, about 10 cents to us, about 6
that-
cents to the county.
does that include all of the businesses that are coming into the township? 84 cents on the dollar, are we talking about?
Every property tax, that's essentially, every dollar that's collected in property taxes, that's the basic distribution.
Right, but what happens if you're not collecting property taxes from businesses? They really should be paying taxes.
Then they're delinquent, then they go up to the Bucks County Tax Claim Bureau, who attempts to collect the delinquent taxes.
Unless you give them a buy about coming into the township, correct?
Unless you do what?
Unless you give them a buy or a pass about coming into
we
the
can't-
township.
We're not allowed to give anyone a buy or a pass coming into the township.
Okay. What about the enterprise zone?
Well, the KOZ has a tax abatement for a certain amount of years.
Okay. And then initially they received the abatement, but now that's being walked back, correct?
There was what?
Initially they received the abatement, but now that's being walked back so taxes can be collected.
No, the KOIZ will go on, I think, for probably about another 12 years or so.
Right, but we're talking about the whole area. I'm talking about businesses in particular, certain businesses in particular.
If you're not in the KOZ, you got to pay your property taxes.
Right, but if they are, then
Then they're abated
they get
for
paid.
about another 12 years.
right, unless of course there's land swaps and things that go on. Okay,
There's what?
Unless, of course, what?
there's land swaps that go on. I know. I was reading about the
Yeah,
land
again,
swap.
now that you're mentioning land swaps, I think you're reading that article that was talking about how certain property that was outside the KOZ was being moved into the KOZ, and certain property that was in the KOZ was being moved outside of the KOZ. But nobody from the township is not paying or collecting taxes.
Okay, I
And
never
again,
said
we're
we
not
weren't.
allowed to give money to the school
I
district.
didn't say we weren't collecting taxes. I understand you are.
And the
I'm
school
just-
district also agreed with the KOZ,
I'm
as
concerned
did the
that,
county.
right, but I'm concerned that large corporations that are coming into the township that are building and they're getting this abatement, because of the enterprise zone. If they were, excuse me, if they were taxed, I'm sure there's some way that the township can help the schools. Because if a school's falling apart and then 2 years later, all of a sudden, it comes up at one of the school board meetings that all of these things are wrong with the classrooms and everything. And these children are in these classrooms that are falling apart.
Then the school
That's
district should
really-
take care of that.
Well, okay, but I still think that reading some of these articles and some of the things that have come up, that there must be some way that the Falls Township can help the schools.
There is no way.
Okay, all right. Well, I'll look into that again. I'll take that a little step further. Also, I do notice that that the police department is going to make a presentation later on, but wasn't that done by the police chief before?
What
Is
are we
there a
talking
reason
about
why?
now?
Isn't there a reason why the police chief's not coming to these meetings?
We told all the administrators, not just the police chief, that they didn't need to come to the meetings unless they had an agenda item.
Okay, but I mean, I haven't seen him. That's why I'm asking
This
you.
is the first meeting I think he wasn't at. Along with the finance director
Right.
and the Parks and Rec, well, he's here, and
Right.
the
I see he's here. Yeah.
Public Works director. We told them all they didn't have to come.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you told
Unless
him
they
he
had an
didn't
agenda
have to
item.
come. Okay.
Correct.
Just checking. I was just wondering why he wasn't here, because I know that the previous police chief was at every meeting. So I hadn't seen him looking at back at the meetings, so I wasn't here. I was looking at, historically, looking at the meetings, and I hadn't seen him here. Okay, thank you.
All right. Neil Vance. Albert Lycons. Okay. And that's you as well? Smell it? Yeah. All right. Any other hands for public comment? None? All right, that takes us to agenda item number 2, 6 Steel Road East. Preliminary and final land development.
We're going to ask,
Oh, I'm sorry.
we're going to ask that we have a real brief adjustment on
Yeah.
the agenda, and that we take item number 12 and number 13. Mr. Galloway is unavailable this evening, but he is on speakerphone. He has been since the meeting commenced. And I should push my button. So we're going to ask that you take agenda item 12 and then agenda item 13 first.
All right. That's the bill list. Any comments or questions from board members on the bill list?
No.
Any public comment needed? All right, is there a motion to pay the bills?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Do we have to call the roll?
You want to call the roll, Ms. Mullen?
Yeah, please call
Sure.
the roll.
Brian Galloway,
Yes.
Jeff Dents,
Yes.
Jeff Boraski,
Yes.
and I'm yes.
All right. That takes us to the engineer's bill list, item 13. Are there any questions or comments from board members?
No questions.
Any public comment needed? No hands? Ms. Mullen, is there a motion to pay the bills?
Yes, so moved.
Second.
Is there can you poll the board, please?
Yes, Jeff Dents.
Abstain.
Oh, sorry. Jeff Boraski,
Yes.
Brian Galloway,
Yes.
and I'm a yes.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Brian. And for those that didn't know, today is Brian Galloway's birthday, so happy birthday, Brian.
Happy birthday, Brian.
Now you're
Thank
up.
you
I'm
very
sorry.
much.
That takes us back to item 2.
Thanks, Brian.
6 Steel Road East LLC, preliminary and final land development.
Good evening. My name's Albert Lycon. I'm the owner of 6 Steel Road East LLC. There's a 5-acre lot there that we are going for final land development to put up a repair shop for trucks. It's a little over 9,000 square feet. My engineer here, Jason Smealin, will be able to help you with any questions you have on that.
All right. Mr. Jones, any issues for you?
No issues,
Pretty
Mr. Chairman.
straightforward.
Yes, and we've been working with the applicant for quite some time.
Mr. Takita, you have anything?
Nothing from me.
Any questions or comments from board members? Mr. Boraski?
No questions.
Ms. Mullen?
I have none.
No, I have none. Any public comment needed? Is there a motion?
It's a resolution, right?
It's a resolution, yeah. Resolution 2023-36.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
There you go.
Thank you very much. Have a good evening.
Yep. Item number 3 is going to be pulled till next month, correct?
Correct.
Yes, that's correct.
All right, that takes us to item 4.
Do we have to table it or just?
With the table that?
I'll make a motion to table.
Motion made.
Number
I'll second that
3.
motion. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? None. Item 4, consider the collective bargaining agreement for the Falls Township crossing guards. Mr. Takita, you want to walk us through this real quick?
The board's being asked to consider the collective bargaining agreement for the Falls Township Crossing Guards. The contract remains substantially the same, with the exception of three points. It is a 1-year contract instead of a 3-year contract. The increase for that 1 year will be a 5% increase to salaries, and the bereavement leave was extended to include brother-in-law and sister-in-law. Those are the only changes made to the contract.
All right. Any questions or comments from board members? Mr. Boraski?
No.
Ms. Mullen?
No questions.
I have none. Is there any public comment needed? Is there a motion?
So moved.
I'll second the motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None? All right. Item 5, consider bids for sale of township surplus vehicles. Seems like we've been doing this one a lot.
It's the same stuff. Is it the
Correct.
same stuff?
Yes, this is the 5th time these were put on municipal bid. The total we have for these remaining 5 vehicles is $7,336. We're asking that you consider approving that request.
All right. Is it worth more than scrap, do we know? I guess it's too late now because we have to sell it.
Yeah, this would probably be more than what we would get for scrap.
All right. Any questions for Mr. Tequita?
No.
Ms. Mullen? I have
No
none.
questions.
Any board comment needed? For those watching at home, these are old vehicles that we no longer use, that either don't run or don't have much value or life left. We've been trying to list them on different auctions, and the price here is $7,336 total. Is there a motion to accept the bids?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item 6, consider, Consider license plate reader policy for the Falls Township Police Department. Ms. Gallagher, do you know this one? Is this you?
Yes, Mr. Tequita can supplement. This is a policy that was drafted by the vendor selected by the township to review and prepare township policies. We've reviewed this and it's acceptable to our office. It's also been reviewed by the chief of police and he's agreeable to this policy.
So this isn't buying or changing anything, we're just changing the policy.
Yes, this is just an internal police policy that we're adopting tonight.
So we don't have a policy now.
I believe that's the case. We do not.
Yeah, the purpose of the policy is to provide guidance for the capture, storage, and use of digital data obtained through the use of the automated license plate reader technology. We currently do not have one in place.
Any questions or comments, Ms. Mullen?
No questions.
Mr. Boraski? We don't.
But we have tag readers now, just no policy?
Correct.
Correct.
Okay. I have no questions.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Item number 7 has been removed as well. We don't have to table that because that's not going to be back on. Nope. Item number 8, consider escrow release requests. We can do this all at once. We have McGill Fairless Hills, $265,324.99. Levittown Car Wash, $37,985.57. And that's it, right?
Correct.
Any questions or comments?
I just have one question. Is this the last of the escrow for Levittown Car Wash?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Any questions or comments, Mr. Brasky? Is there a motion to release the escrow?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Item 9, appointments to various boards and commissions.
Mr. Chairman, I would like to appoint Mr. Chris Kilmer to the alternate position we have available for the zoning hearing board.
All right. Any questions or comments, Ms. Mullen?
No questions.
All right. I'll make a motion, or you made the motion, I'll second it.
Appointment of the zoning hearing board is by resolution.
I'm sorry,
All
yeah.
right, so that'll be 2023-37,
38.
38.
We didn't do the North Point, so.
Oh, so 37. Sorry.
All right. Is there motions made and seconded? All in favor? Aye.
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 Thank you.
That takes us to the minutes from September 25th. Any errors or omissions, corrections? I wasn't at the meeting, but I did watch it. Excellent minutes as always, Ms. Pullen.
I have no questions.
All right, is there a motion to accept the minutes?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Did we have an executive session to comment on?
No.
All right, that takes us to the engineer's report. Mr. Jones?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We had three, for the month of September, we had 3 new land developments submitted and 5 earth disturbance applications submitted. As usual, the highlights are identified in red in the body of the report. For the land developments on the left column, all projects are at various stages of construction. Be happy to answer any questions on specifics, with the exception of number 14, which is Levittown Car Wash, which is complete, substantially complete, and now open. And then the last 3 in that column are 3 of the projects that were recently submitted. They've all been reviewed and all will be considered tomorrow night by the Planning Commission. The middle column, the earth disturbances, every one of the highlighted projects there are either complete or substantially complete. And the earth disturbance column on the far side, the Taddy residence has gone to construction and the remaining 5 have been reviewed and approved by our office. In terms of the township projects, the 2021-23 road program, that is the Pinewood Drive construction, is substantially complete. All road work is done. They are now applying the wearing course paving, which they expect to be finished by the end of the week, which means that project will be in the punch list phase and will be, off of that road. So I'm sure the residents will be happy about that. The Vermilion Hills Footbridge project, we went out to bid, had an opening scheduled for last Wednesday, invited 3 contractors who were familiar with and are familiar with Falls Township. We thought we had interest, yet we had no bids. And so what we believe the issue was is that adding the scope of the stream bank restoration caused a wrinkle, and they'd have to subcontract that out. So what we intend to do is rebid the project. We believe we'll have interest, and we'll separate the stream bank restoration for next year and get the footbridge finished this year along with the walking trail. And then just some other projects. Woolston Drive drainage issue will be under construction either next week or the week after, Mr. Brasky, as well as the Sherwood and Franklin drainage issue that was came up during the road program. And so that will be under construction either next week or the week after. So both projects will both be under construction the first week of November at the latest, but most likely under construction next week. And all of that will be covered under the road program funds.
All right, any questions or comments for Mr. Jones?
No questions.
Mr. Brasky? I have none. This is the manager comment. Mr. Takita?
2 quick items. On October 28th, from 9 to 1, Township Police Department will be conducting a shredding event that will be located at the Pennsbury High School East at 705 Hood Boulevard, and this is for Township residents only. The other item is National Drug Takeback Day is Saturday, October 28th, from 10 to 2. That will also be at the Pennsbury High School East.
And you mentioned the leaf collection?
Oh, yes, we have also leaf collection, sorry. Leaf collection, Waste Management has scheduled the following dates for leaf collection: Saturday, November 4th, Saturday, November 18th, Saturday, December 2nd. If you have any questions, you can contact Waste Management at 1-800-869-5566.
Thank you. And all this will be on the website as well as on the social media. All right, that takes us to board comment. Ms. Mullen?
I have no comments, except Halloween's coming up. I hope everyone has a safe and happy Halloween.
All right. Mr. Boraski?
No comment.
All right. I know I have no comment. With that, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Seconded.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.